Welcome! My name is Like It's 1985. This is my review of Transformers Generations Cliffjumper. And this is the Cliffjumper that features the Generation 1 Cliffjumper head sculpt in robot mode. So starting off with vehicle mode here, nothing much to say about this as far as the differences between this particular figure and the first edition Cliffjumper upon which this figure is based. So this is just a retool and a bit of a recolor of the first edition Cliffjumper figure. So we'll just take a quick look at the vehicle mode here. As always, really love my sports cars and muscle cars, so I really like this particular mold. So let's get on to the transformation, since that's really where, and since actually robot mode is where the differences lie primarily. Let's see, we'll start off with popping the doors open. And coming underneath here, I'm going to bring out these pieces here, and they rotate like so. And bring down the legs. And as you can see here, because this is based on the first edition mold, you can alternate between the hand or you can have the Gatling gun type of weapon there. So you do have that option since it is based on the first edition mold. Okay, so there he is in robot mode, and let's focus on the head sculpt first off here. You can see that really looks like a G1 Cliffjumper head sculpt. It's got the blue light piping, so that's really, really cool. Now let me say something about the head. It looks a bit small. If we take the first edition Cliffjumper here, the head appears, at least on the first edition Cliffjumper, to be a little bit more in scale, I guess you call it, because the head looks appropriately sized, whereas this looks a bit small. Maybe it's just me. You know, side by side there. One thing to notice is the difference in the shading of the red. I would say Cliffjumper here, the exclusive version, has almost a darker red as compared to this. So this would be more on towards the perhaps maroon red. This is more of a cherry red, I guess you'd call it. But you can hopefully see the difference here on camera in terms of the different shades of red. And let me also bring in the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Cliffjumper here, and he also has just a different shade of red as well. So between the three of those, they have varying shades of red colors. That's cool. Articulation on this guy is going to be the same as the previous Cliffjumpers. Heads and a ball joint. You've got movement at the shoulder, but you also have an additional joint here, a ball joint. Swivel at the bicep, bend at the elbow. The wrists can rotate, and as I mentioned before, you can rotate the wrist around to expose the Gatling gun type of weapon on both arms, which is good. You don't really have waist articulation because you have this hood section pegged in the back of the head, but you have the leg articulation like so, back, out to the side, and bend at the knee. So really, the reason I got this figure is because of the head sculpt and the basically the Generation 1 Cliffjumper head sculpt. And again, it just may be me, but I think it's a little bit small. You can see them there. I would say it's definitely smaller than the original first edition Cliffjumper's head. It could be bigger, and maybe perhaps a third party will release one where you can pop this head off in robot mode and plug in their third party larger Cliffjumper head. Again, it just may be me though, I'm not sure, but to me it kind of looks a little bit smaller than it should be. But nonetheless, really, really cool to see a G1 Cliffjumper head sculpt. Alright, let's take a quick look at the packaging, since this is a Toys-R-Us and Asia exclusive. There we can see the artwork with the Cliffjumper head, the G1 style Cliffjumper head on the back. Of course, you have a look at the robot mode and the vehicle mode, as well as the statistics. And of course, you have the bio here. Alright, well, the reason I got this figure was because of the G1's head sculpt, but also because I'm a big Cliffjumper fan. And I like sports cars, I like the robot mode, and so I just really do dig this particular mold. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This has been my review of Transformers Generation Cliffjumper.